All right, guys, today we're talking about an electric scooter. This is from Fifth Wheel, the V40 Pro, an amazing and fun scooter. I've been using it for about a month. We're just gonna jump right in, guys. Hit that like, drop a sub. We'll go over everything. I'll show you some footage of what it's like to ride it, and we'll talk about everything. I'll show you the unboxing, and we'll just go over everything. There's an app for this thing. It's just fun. Guys, hit that like, drop a sub. So the V40 Pro is a compact electric scooter that's designed to handle everyday rides around town. And it doesn't feel like a toy or like you're overpaying just to get something good. So let's first just take a look at the unboxing experience, and then we'll get into all of the specs. Now the packaging on here, the box, as you can see, it's not very big. This did come already folded up. Everything was neatly packed, and it really did not take a long time to put together. It's literally like 4 screws on the neck, and it just locks into place. The only thing that you have to really add is the handlebars, as you see here. Everything else just locks into place. It folds. It's easy to carry around. It's not very heavy. Just great packaging overall on this scooter. Now, what makes this one stand out, especially in this price range, is that it has a 500 watt rated motor with a full suspension setup, turn signals, and even app control. And it's very lightweight, and you can fold it up as well. Now, the regular price is $599, but it's currently on sale for $379. And there's also a discount code in the description if you want to go check that out. So this is a scooter that's clearly designed for someone who wants a smooth ride. Pretty good speed. This thing goes all the way up to 20 miles an hour with 3 different modes, and it has enough range to get around town without needing to plug in constantly. So today I'm going to cover what this scooter does well, where it might fall a little short, and whether or not it's the right one for you. Now, performance-wise, the V40 Pro is running a 500 watt motor that peaks at 800 watts. So it's definitely strong enough to give you a decent push, especially if you're dealing with hills or just want to get up to speed quickly. And I weigh 200 pounds, I'm 6 feet tall, and this thing moves me around with no issues. And the top speed, again, is 20 miles an hour, which is right where it should be for the city or for just riding around town. And what's nice is that even under heavier loads, like around 250 pounds, I did have a friend test it out, it still manages to hold that speed well without even, there's zero struggle. Now, range will always depend on how you ride, but on flat terrain and more conservative settings, you can expect up to 25 miles on a full charge. If you're riding in sport mode, which I will be riding in sport mode, that's the fastest mode, or climbing hills, that range will drop a bit, but it's still plenty for most commutes or errands to run around town. And speaking of hills, this has a 20% max incline rating, so it'll handle moderate hills without any issue, and it does. One rider did mention that they've already done over 200 miles with it, and it still climbs hills just fine at full speed, so that gives you a sense of how consistent the motor output is over time. Overall, the ride is surprisingly smooth and consistent, especially for a scooter at this price. And between the top speed, the motor output, and real-world battery life, it gives you just enough headroom to ride confidently without having to pull back on the throttle at all. Now, in terms of the design, the V40 Pro keeps things simple and solid. It's built from aluminum alloy, and it weighs just 37 pounds, which makes it light enough to carry. And remember, it does fold, but still heavy enough to feel sturdy when you are riding it. It's very well put together, and it doesn't feel cheap at all. It feels like a well-built product. It folds down quickly and locks into place for easy transport. And the deck itself is wide enough for a comfortable stance, especially if you're somewhere around 5'8" to my height, which is 6 feet tall. I also have a size 12 shoe, and the deck itself, and it's textured too, so you're not moving around or worried about slipping. But the deck itself is wide enough for somebody with even, bigger feet like I have. So you're not going to feel cramped, even if you're just going on a longer ride. There's also a 265-pound max load capacity. So again, I'm 200 pounds, it pulls me without any issue. It gives you some extra breathing room if you're carrying a backpack or some extra gear. Now, water resistance is rated at IPX4, so while I wouldn't recommend riding through heavy rain, it can definitely handle puddles or a bit of moisture or very, very light rain without any issues. Now, one of the most surprising parts of the V40 Pro is the suspension. You're getting a full suspension setup with 4 springs, 2 in the front and 2 in the rear, which is something you really don't see at this price point, and that makes a huge difference. Small potholes, uneven roads, they don't feel jarring at all. It's not going to replace the smooth ride of a full bike suspension, but for a commuter scooter, it does a really good job smoothing out daily bumps and rough pavement. So if comfort and riding is a priority for you, or if you used other scooters that felt stiff or bumpy or harsh, this one is a big plus. Now, moving on to the controls, you've got a clear display with cruise control built in. It's easy to read, and it gives you speed, battery, and mode info just at a quick glance. The turn signals are great and easy to use, which of course is always helpful for visibility, especially if you're riding at night. And there's an ambient RGB lighting that you can adjust through the app. So you can personalize the look to make yourself see, well, just to be more visible at night. The headlight on here is very bright, and you can turn it off and on right from the scooter. Battery-wise, this uses a 48-volt, 7.5 amp pack, and charging from empty to full takes between 5 to 6 hours. So for most people, it'll be a matter of just plugging it in at the end of the day and just, get it ready for the morning. And while battery life will vary depending on how you ride, for lighter riders or on a flat terrain, you can expect to get fairly close to that 25-mile-an-hour range. Now, all right, guys, so it's nighttime, obviously, and I wanted to show you the sport mode on here. So 20 miles an hour in sport mode, 3 different modes. One goes 10, that's your eco mode. Your drive mode goes 15 miles an hour. And then sport mode, what we're doing right now, 20 miles an hour at night. You can see the light. This is what it looks like. This thing is nice, man. For a really good price, this thing's got some power to it. I'm 200 pounds, just going uphill, doing 18 miles an hour now. Leveled out. Now we're hitting 19 miles an hour. And now we are at 20 miles an hour in sport mode on this bike. Again, I think this thing has like a 400-pound capacity. Forget the actual number while I'm out here riding around. But just to give you an idea of what it's like at nighttime riding this thing with the headlights on. Very cool product. So it's fast, it's sturdy, it's smooth. The brakes are great. You can adjust the brakes. You can adjust the different modes to go eco if you want to go a little slower, or if somebody's new. Sport mode will do 15, which is still really fast on here. Again, I'm 200 pounds and this thing moves with no problem. Personally, I'm really enjoying it. I think for the price, especially at the sale price, it's really tough to beat. And for anyone who's looking for something that's easy to assemble and doesn't require a learning curve, the V40 Pro is very beginner friendly. It arrives mostly pre-assembled, and all you have to do is attach the handlebars as you saw earlier on in the video. And if you're a heavier rider or you plan to ride daily on bumpy streets, it holds up pretty well over time. Though just keep in mind the battery range will drop a bit under heavier loads or sport mode. Now, one other thing I want to mention, the brakes are very, very good on here. So if you're going full speed, just be careful. Don't just slam on the brakes. You got to kind of ease into it. Now, the only downside mentioned by a few people is that there's no expansion battery available yet. So if you're looking for an extended range option, well, that's something to be aware of. Who knows if it's coming in the future. So look, overall, the V40 Pro checks a lot of boxes. Decent speed, up to 20 miles an hour. 3 modes. Again, you have the eco mode, which does 10 miles an hour. You have the drive mode, which does 15, and then the sport mode, which goes all the way up to 20 miles an hour. And this thing is quick. Like, you have to push to kind of get going and then hit that throttle, and it takes off. So it's got decent speed, strong hill performance, full suspension, foldable frame. It's not heavy. It's got turn signals and app control, all wrapped up in a lightweight and fairly affordable package. And especially at the current sale price with the extra discount code, it offers some of the best value you're going to find right now in this space. So hopefully you found this review helpful. And if you did, leave a thumbs up, as I always appreciate that. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments below, and I'll get back to you soon. Peace, guys.